Mexican-American War was the war Abraham Lincoln called unconstitutional. The Mexican-American War was called one of the most unjust wars that has ever been fought by Second Lieutenant Ulysses S. Grant, who fought in the war. However, the war was just an outbreak of seeing how desperately President Polk wanted land further from their American roots. During the war, President James K. Polk ran the White House. President Polk believed that it was Americans' rightful right to expand westward through the North American continent to the Pacific, also known as Manifest Destiny. The president wanted to keep Mexican soil for the United States that ran through California, New Mexico, and the southern border of Texas. Still, with Polk's vision to see the United States to expand westward, Mexico wasn't going to let Americans take their land away from them. However, President Polk was truly dedicated in expanding westward. In doing so, President Polk sent a diplomat named John Slidell to Mexico City to offer them $30 million for their northern land. Mexico declined to meet with John Slidell and ignore any transaction President Polk is trying to make with Mexico. Polk, on the other hand, tenacious as he is, wants to continue to follow through his mission in expanding westward. So to follow through his goal, he marched his American soldiers to Texas to aggravate the Mexican government to begin war. Fortunately, the plan did successfully follow through, which led Mexico and the United States in war with one another on April 25, 1846. May 11, 1846 was the official date Congress announced war against Mexico. That was motivated by President Polk himself. There has been many arguments on why Polk was trying to expand westward. The Southerners believed that Polk wanted more slave states, while the Northerners opinionated about that it was not right to use war to take land from Mexico. Nevertheless, Mexico was being defeated by the United States. The United States had great officers such as Grant Robert E. Lee, Zachary Taylor, Winfield Scott. Mexico did win some victories over the United States, but it wasn't enough. Within 2 years into war, the United States captured Mexico City in September of 1847. With this outrageous capture ended the Mexican-American War. In order to fully end the war, a treaty was signed between the United States and Mexico. The treaty was called the Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo. The Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo was officially signed in 1848, permanently ending the war between two countries. Mexico, on the other hand, had a major debt owed to the United States. After the war ended, Mexico owed the United States $15 million, so in return they gave the United States their land. This land is currently known as California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Colorado, and Wyoming. As well as in the treaty, it also included all the extra land that is currently known as Texas. The Mexican-American War was a war about territory between the two countries. In the United States, President James Polk fiercely couldn't handle getting rejections by Mexico and not allowing him to keep their land in order for him to accomplish Manifest Destiny. While Mexico, they fought to continue to keep their land from the Americans and also fought back to take the land the United States took from them, which was part of Texas. Each country had its own purpose to fight against each other in the war. One thing for sure is this: what would Mexico and the United States be if Mexico won?